Hi guys, Niecy Love Harmon here of What She Creating Enterprises, and today we will be talking about reading patterns. So I'm doing a full series of from start to finish as how to look at a pattern, read it, as well as start using some of the components in order to create a garment. So let's get started. I am actually creating this pattern at the moment. So if you want to check us out on our Instagram page, and you can kind of see what our final product looks like. But for this particular pattern, this is a pretty simple one if you know how to gather. This is by a large pattern company, and so it has standard measurements or whatnot. So if you look at the pattern, you see that there are three different views that you can create. The first one is kind of like a crop palazzo pants, and then you have the basic palazzo pants, and then you have a contrasting view of the of C palazzo pants. So this one is the basic view using the same type of fabric, and then C is using contrasting pink pieces or whatever color you decide. Okay, so if you look here, there's the pattern number, and then if you look here, this is the size, which means extra small, small, and medium. Okay, if you look here, they have some other little things you could read at the bottom. But okay, let's turn it over here. And if you look at the top it shows body measurements. So you should definitely measure yourself. You need your bust measurement, your waist, your hip, as well as your back waist length. And if you look here, you'll see what the extra small, the small, medium, large, extra large, and the 2X. Now, with sewing patterns, this is not like your regular pieces if you go out to buy something, okay? Because if I go out to buy something in the store, I'm usually about a 6 or an 8. But with patterns, I'm usually a 12 or a 14, depending on how things are made. So you definitely need to make sure that you measure yourself. And then they have it in another language, okay? And then there's the pattern number. All right, let's keep moving down. And what you'll see here is you have your views here from the back. Well, they have the front and the back. So this is what the front looks like for A, and that's what the back looks like. So it pretty much is the same thing. It's just the pants are shorter. The difference between A and B is that, you know, there's a ruffle all the way around, and this one doesn't have that. And then the contrasting pieces of B and C. So they're pretty much the same thing. It's just your fabric's gonna be different. All right, let's move down here. It shows you that these pants have a suggested fabric, so you can use that when you're picking out the type of fabric that you want to use. And then the notions here is usually like extra things that you have to buy, like elastic or lining, buttons, etc. So you want to make sure that you get this before you start your project, so you're not going out to the store trying to buy more. All right, so let's go down to this column, and this is view A, view B, and view C, and then there's the contrasting for C, and it tells you how much yardage you need. And one other thing, this means 45 inches in width, width of the fabric, and then this is 60 inches in width. So fabric comes in usually those standard sizes. So when you go to the fabric store, you can always ask the clerk, is this 45 inch or is this 60 inch? And then they can let you know, or you can look on the fabric itself and it'll tell you. So if it is 45 inches wide, then you would need, for a small, you would need 2 3/4 yards of fabric. If it's 60 for view A, you need 2 yards, and that's the same thing for B and C. If you are doing the contrast C for the C pattern itself, then you would need 2 1/4 if it's 45 inches wide, or 1 3/4 if it's yards, if it's 60 inches wide. And then you'll also need, of the contrast, these particular measurements. So all of this is pretty much in yards, but you get what I'm saying, right? All right, here, these are the finished garment measurements. So sometimes you can look at these measurements, and these are all in inches, so IN means inches. and it will tell you. Sometimes I use it as a contrast just to see how big it really is going to be based on, you know, my body measurements. So, and this is all in another language, so I think that is Spanish, so I don't really need to look at that right now. Let's look at this side here. It just tells about the pattern, company information. So thank you for watching this tutorial. I hope it helped. I hope it was super easy for you. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Ask us any questions. Give us video ideas. And happy sewing.